got David Waters here, and we hooked up at a bar camp, Toronto bar camp, and he's taken video in a different direction into his blog, and has become a public advocate. Because as realtors, we are kind of like the touchstone in our communities. If we position ourselves correctly, we become the go-to people. So when people are looking for information, but he's taken it one step further, and he's now become an advocate. So I'll turn it over to him.
Thanks so much. Okay, so, I attended a rebar camp in Toronto and earlier on this year. And while I was there, I met some interesting people, just like you're meeting today. And one of the things that popped up was there was a gentleman down in the US that was blogging every day. And I kind of connected on an interesting level with him. And 2 days later, after attending the meeting, I went out and I started blogging. And I've been doing it every day for 147 days now. So, I call it the 365 things to do in Orangeville and Dufferin County. And what I do is I go to different businesses in town, or I go to a hiking trail or a park or whatever it is, and I profile the community that I work, live, and play in. And in doing so, I've met a lot of interesting people along the way, and I'm creating an online diary of the town that I live in. And it's interesting because I'll walk around town, and I have people go, hey, you're that 365 guy. Yeah, that's you. And I just kind of look around, and I'm just doing my thing, but people are figuring out who I am. And when you go into a business and you say, hey, you know what, I really enjoyed the meal today. Hey, do you mind if I do a little profile on your business? They kind of look at you and, wow, really? You're gonna do that for me? Because no one else is doing it. So you're able to connect with business owners, and you're able to help them promote their business in a community. So that's what I've done, and I'm actually going to be doing a session here at 2:15 on this. So if you typed in 365 things to do, you'll actually see a. Oh, just no. Just go up in the search in Facebook right there. Yeah, 365 things to do in Orangeville. And as you can see, other people are going ahead and doing this. There it is. So this is a page that I've gone ahead and set up just for this. Now, all of my content exists on a blog. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And so basically what you're able to do is if someone finds this online, I've actually had this whole system created where it can engage people. And if you scroll down further, you'll actually see you can unlock the video. But you can't watch the video until you like the page. So if you scroll back up to the top and click the like the page.
Oh, that's the trick.
That's the trick, right? So you click like, and then you're now going to be able to go ahead and view that video. And this is a little trailer that I did. And there's no copyright info in this. So since I started this back in March, I've got 1,017 people who have liked this page that I connect with them every single day when I go ahead and do a blog. So my blog is Dufferin County Real Estate Guide, and as I create that blog, I embed videos that I do every day, and I'll show you at one of the when I do my session. And every day I'll get a video. Sometimes not up right away because sometimes I kind of fall behind. But there is a blog every single day about something to do in town. And as I walk around, I connect with my community. And since I've been doing this, I've done 6 transactions, 6 M's, just by doing this. So it takes probably about an hour out of my day, but throughout the day, I make sure that I set aside, time to eat lunch. And when I eat lunch, this is when I go out and do my videos, because I can pop into a store and say, hey, I really like your store. Do you mind if I do a quick video about it? And so I'll take pictures, I'll do a little video, I'll even get them to actually be interviewed in the video. And so, yeah, we talked about disclosure and things like that and using their voice in the video. They agree, and they love it because it's promoting their business. So it's taking blogging, videoing, using social media, and connecting it, and being able to touch different people at different times. So it's really, really powerful. And I was sitting here, just like you guys, going, wow, these are all really cool ideas. I suggest you take the idea and actually do it. And it's not hard. The blog is free. It doesn't cost a penny. But realtors love that. It's free. You don't have to pay any money, right? So, you can set up a WordPress site. If you can type, if you can't type, then do a video. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as somebody else. You can make it different. And the videos I've made are different than other people. So this isn't my idea. I've used someone else's idea because they shared it at another rebar camp. So I suggest if you want to do this and it's in your DNA, then I encourage you to go ahead and do it. Don't just sit on the idea and think, oh, it'd be really cool if I did do this. Go ahead and actually do it. If you don't want to do it, then we'll do something else that works for you. But I know that this works for me. It connects me with my residents in town, and I've had a lot of free lunch.
One thing you said, David, is that when you're walking around now, people are connecting with you, they're recognizing you. And it's ironic that it's both Davids here. I don't think you have to be David to do video. One thing that I noticed, you're probably using a Mac?
Yes.
Okay, so Mac has, and that was iMovie probably. All right. So I'm not a Mac guy. I haven't drank the Kool-Aid yet. I think you're just a bunch of yuppie bastards. That's another story. The point is that there is really cool software that is entry level for about $80. So on a PC, Adobe has something. I use something called Sony Movie Studio. You can go to the site, download it for free for a 30-day trial. iMovie comes already pre-installed in iWorks, right? And it's like anything. It's like going to the gym. If you invest a bit of time, you will be able to master these basic skills. That thing that you did with the music, that's basically a program. It's a collage that does it all.
It gives you, I think there's around 12 of them that you can select, and they're all different. The timelines are all different, and different music, and there's different words, everything's different about each one. So again, that was just one that kind of spoke to me.
So one of the big hang-ups with doing video, and it's more for the ladies than the guys, I'm just not good looking enough to be on a video. And you got to get over it. Because part of it is you can't keep using your business card that has your prom picture when you were 16. Because eventually, and this goes with the guys, you're going to show up in front of a door and they're going to go, what the? And there's that disconnect. And as you can see with these guys in the community, I mean, they're not all as handsome as me, granted, but they're getting it done, and they're getting that recognition in the community. So you want to share, Dave, what happens when you're in public, and is it a positive impact for you, and does that help generate business?
It absolutely generates business. Or generates an awareness in the community. I've got a higher profile now than I had before, and I've been doing this for 20 years. But the last July 1st, in Cobourg we have a major weekend on July 1st. As they say, it's the second best Canada Day celebration in Canada. So if anyone's around, or if you don't come on down, it's fine. But I was walking around the July 1st weekend with my wife and children, and 3 times in one day, I was ordering French fries or I was doing something, and people came to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You're Dave, aren't you? You're Dave." And I turned around and said, "Well, yeah, I'm Dave." And they said, "We watch your videos." I send out to my database once a month a market report, and I've had people, and they sign up for it. I don't know them all. I send like 600 or 700 of them out. I don't know half the people. And I've had 3 times that one day people I'd never met before said, "I recognized your voice. I get your videos and I recognized your voice." And I thought, my God, my kids were getting embarrassed about it. But by that point, I'm like, what a powerful tool. These folks know me, and I had no idea who they were. It definitely builds relationships. It definitely raises an awareness.
That's what we're talk to me about that level, that now you're meeting somebody for the first time. Are they looking at you suspiciously, or are they looking at you as somebody they know?
Oh, they're looking at me like someone I know, no question about it. And sometimes they're a little put off that you don't know them because they think that you should. But again, then the next thing, as soon as that happens, you put on your realtor hat, and when they said, thanks so much, and if you have anyone who wants to buy a house, I hope you think of me. You sow that seed, that try and get that introduction in and start building that relationship. They already have it. Now you have to go take it to the next level and try and capture it. But it's there's no question. I've had that reaction. I'm sure you have too, David.
Okay, so Michael, you just asked me a question that's actually dear to my heart, and I think it is to a lot of people who know the issue. By doing this, it's allowed me to really connect with my community, where I live, and I'm very passionate about where I live. There's lots of things to do, like there is in Stratford. Now, before I get into mentioning, what I was going to talk about, one little sidebar: if you're going to do something, be consistent. Don't do it and then 2 days or 3 days later stop. You got to make sure you're consistent, because there's 365 things to do in Stratford, and they haven't posted since February of this year, and they think they have like 3 posts. Regardless if they're going to block the name and whatnot, if you're going to do it and do it well. Do it to the best of your ability, or reach out to Facebook and ask a question, and I'm sure someone out there will be able to answer. Now, along with this, I've gotten involved in something that's very important, and it's all because of this. Is I met a lady who wanted to buy a house, so I bought it. And I helped her and her family buy a house. Well, since then they've made referrals to their family to say, hey, you know what, you need to talk to Dave. He can help you out. Well, as it turns out, I've helped a number of families because of this. And now, because of that, I'm involved in something else, and it's called the Mega Quarry. I don't know if anyone knows about the Mega Quarry. Raise a hand, anyone? Yeah. Okay. Well, up where I live, north of Shelburne, there is a quarry proposal that is quite large, actually. It's 230 feet below the water table and a third of the size of downtown Toronto. They want to dig a hole. It's an investor group out of the US who wants to dig a hole on the most productive farmland that we have left. Okay, only 3% of the farmland in Ontario can be farmed on, and of that 3%, only 1% is good enough to grow crops. And where they want to dig this hole is exactly where the best farmland is, because that's where the limestone is, and that's where all the fertile land is, so to speak. And by doing this, what they're going to do is they will disrupt the water supply to the tone of 600 million liters of water a day. That is equivalent to what 2.7 million people in Southern Ontario use. And it will affect everybody as far away as where we stand right now in Stratford, all the way to Guelph, Kitchener, Toronto, Hamilton, Burlington, all the way to Barrie. That's a lot of water, and that's a lot of farmland that will never get back. So they dig up Melanchthon. Not many people know where Melanchthon is, but if you're going to go to Collingwood, it's on your way up there. So this is what they want to do, and it's brutal what they're doing. They're ripping everything apart. They're bulldozing houses that have been there for years and years and generations without anyone stopping them. So what's happened out of all of this is like 6-7 months of my life that I've been helping raise awareness of this, is the Chefs Congress of Canada, and they're talking some heavy-duty chefs. One of them is Michael Statlander, one of them is Jamie Kennedy, Anthony Walsh. These guys are renowned chefs in Southern Ontario, and they charge about $300 a plate if you want to eat at the restaurant. Well, they're cooking at an outdoor event called Foodstock, and Foodstock is going to take place literally right across the street from where this proposed quarry is going to be going in. It's proposed. It's not anywhere near going in yet. So there's a lot of chance to raise awareness, raise the funds that we need to continue to battle this investor group. And they're going to be having live music. So Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo is going to be playing. Sarah Harmer is going to be playing. I think there's like huge bands. There's another major headliner that we all know that is coming out tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't tell you, but if you go to, I'm going to blog it on my blog as soon as it's released. And if you go to the 365 days...
Their title is They Don't Wear Clothes.
I can't tell you. But what it is I have a video of Michael Statlander cooking for the press up at this site. Okay? There's going to be 40 people playing music within this 35-acre woodlot. All the food is being donated. All the time and effort to run this event is being donated. All the funds to market it has been donated. Everything is grassroots level at this. Okay? So it's all happening on October 16th, 11 to 5, and a minimum donation of $10 per person. You can't even go to a restaurant and eat for $10 per person, unless it's McDonald's. So this is some really fine food that they're going to be serving outside. There's going to be bouncy castle for the kids, face painting, all kinds of stuff. And if you typed in food stock into Facebook, we actually have a Facebook page set up. If you type in stop the mega quarry, you'll get information on that. So it's all there. It will affect absolutely everybody in this room, and I don't care what race, nationality, whether you're female, male, I don't care if you have kids or not. If you eat and if you drink, it will affect you one way or another. And just because the water is all the way up there, well, the water goes from there, goes down to there. And if they go ahead and remove 600 million liters of water a day, it's no longer back in production. The speculation that they're going to go ahead and they'll bottle that water and then they'll sell it to us. So it's a big, big topic, and thank you for letting me talk about that. That was really important.
I didn't mean to make this political, but that's really important. And again, tying it back to what we're talking about here, video, it all came, your exposure came from doing videos, and he's going to be on national TV because of video. There's a guy in Vancouver, I think, Betty Ann, am I on time? Okay, cool. I'll name some guys that you can take a look at. Ian Watt is a big video guy in Vancouver, British Columbia. Ian does what he calls his daily rant. He gets into his car, and he just goes at it for 60 seconds. Every single day. He's opinionated, he's raw, he's real. And it gets him notoriety in his community. Another guy, Tom Everett, thinktom.com. Tom uses a little flip camera, and it sits on a tripod. And if you look at his site, you're thinking, wow, this is spectacular. He's got this burgundy background, and he's got authority bling, which are plaques. They could be gift certificates from Walmart, but you can't tell. But psychologically, it positions him as an authority. Well, that's his garage. He put up a sheet of drywall, he painted it burgundy, and because of the way it's framed, you can't tell. So don't get hung up with the fact, and I think the fact that Dave here and me, we just do it. It's guerrilla style, get it done. And you can tell already from the people that have been up here, it's generating an income. So my advice, my wish for you, get out there and start experimenting with video. If you have any questions, you can always ping me, michael@interviewguy.com. I'll be walking around. And what we'll do at the end, I've got another session here, which I don't even know what the topic's going to be. What I would suggest, if you could track me down, and we'll do kind of a summary of what you've experienced here today. And if there's any missing bits, then ask me, and I'll try to get those presenters up here, and that's what we'll do as a closing, where we can kind of do a hot seat session. Fair enough?